Have you ever walked into a room in your own house and felt a little overwhelmed? Not because it was messy or loud or even too bright, but because something about the space just didn't feel easy anymore. Like the drawer that sticks every time you pull it, or the step stool you've used for decades that suddenly feels a little too wobbly. Or maybe it's that pile of old papers you've meant to sort through, sitting quietly in the corner like a stubborn shadow from the past. The truth is, as we get older, our homes should make life easier, not harder. Every object in your home should serve a purpose, and most importantly, that purpose should serve you in this season of life. But here's something that's hard to admit. Sometimes, the things we've kept for years, even decades, might actually be holding us back. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and even socially. So today we're going to have an honest, heart-to-heart chat about a few things you might want to let go of, not because they don't matter, but because you matter more. Let's talk about the first thing: old medications. Now, I know what you're thinking. I might still need them someday. Believe me, that's a natural thought. But here's the thing. Expired medications are more than just clutter. They can be dangerous. The chemical makeup of some pills changes over time. That sleeping pill you've kept from 2017, it may not work the same or worse. It could work too well or interact poorly with your current prescriptions. Keeping outdated medications in your cabinets also makes it easy to mix them up with your current ones. And we both know that, at our age, even a small mix-up can lead to a hospital visit. It's just not worth the risk. A good rule of thumb? Once every 3 months, open that medicine cabinet. Check the dates. If it's expired, get rid of it. And don't just toss it in the trash. Many pharmacies will take back old medications and dispose of them safely. And if you're holding on to something just in case, talk to your doctor. See if there's an updated version. Let's replace fear with information and clutter with clarity. All right, let's move on to something a little heavier. Not physically, emotionally, guilt-filled gifts. Yes, I said it. You know the ones. That itchy sweater from a relative you never wear but feel too guilty to donate. The vase from a neighbor that doesn't match anything in your house, but you keep it just to be nice. Or that old wedding china you never use, tucked away in the back of a cabinet you haven't opened since Clinton was president. Here's a truth that might set you free. You are not obligated to keep things that no longer serve your life, even if they came with love. That gift fulfilled its purpose the moment it was given. Keeping it out of guilt doesn't honor the giver. It burdens you. And what's more important at this stage of life is lightening your space so your home feels peaceful, not pressured. Instead, choose to live with things that bring you joy, that spark memories or comfort. A house filled with items you love is not just easier to live in, it's a reflection of who you are now, not who you used to be or who others expect you to be. Now, I'm not saying to toss everything that someone gave you, but do this. Walk around your home. Look at each gift and ask yourself, if I had never received this, would I choose it today? If the answer is no, you've got permission to let it go. Really, you do. And remember, letting go of the thing doesn't mean letting go of the person. Your relationship isn't tied to a teacup or a throw blanket. It's tied to your heart, your stories, your presence. Speaking of presence, let me ask you something else. How often do you feel truly at ease in your own space? For many of us, that peace is disturbed not by the big things, but by the little obstacles we no longer notice. Things like bulky or unstable furniture, that coffee table you have to shimmy past every time you walk to the kitchen, that old armchair with the sinking seat, that rickety step stool you've been using since 1985. These might have been fine back in the day, but now they're potential hazards, tripping, falling, straining to reach for something they're not. Just inconveniences. They can change your life in one unexpected moment. You deserve a home that flows with your body, not one that challenges it. If there's a chair that's hard to get out of, it's time for a new one. If your rugs slip when You walk over them, get a grip mat, or replace them altogether. If a table's in the way, push it aside, or better yet, donate it to someone who needs it. There's no shame in making your space work for you. In fact, it's one of the wisest and kindest things you can do for yourself and for anyone who loves you. Because every time you choose comfort over clutter, safety over sentiment, and freedom over fear, you're choosing to stay strong, stay independent, and stay ready for what's ahead. Now, take a slow look around the room you're in right now. What in there is helping you, and what might be quietly holding you back? It's not about getting rid of everything. It's about making space for the life you want now, not the one you used to live. And that brings us to another kind of item. One that doesn't just clutter shelves, but weighs down your spirit. And that brings us to another kind of item, one that doesn't just clutter shelves, but weighs down your spirit. I'm talking about boxes of someday projects. You know the ones, that stack of magazines you swore you'd turn into scrapbooks, the old sewing kit waiting for just the right moment to mend those clothes, the pile of broken gadgets in the garage that you promised to fix one weekend 5 years ago. These items aren't bad in themselves. In fact, they might even represent a part of you that you used to love. A hobby, a dream, a maybe one day version of yourself. But what happens when those items stop being inspiration and start becoming little reminders that you're not doing enough? That's a heavy feeling. And it builds, quietly. Every time you walk past that craft box, or open the closet and see those old supplies, you might feel a little pang. I should really get to that. But instead of joy, it brings guilt, pressure, clutter. So here's something I want you to hear loud and clear. You are not behind. Not on projects, not on plans, not on productivity. You've lived a full, rich life, and you deserve a home that reflects that, not one that nags you every time you open a drawer. Letting go of unfinished projects is not giving up. It's making space for peace, for rest, and for the things that truly matter to you now. And who knows? Maybe you still love scrapbooking. Great, then choose one simple project and set it out on the kitchen table. If not, donate those materials to a local school or community center. Someone else can create something beautiful with them. And you'll be free of the mental clutter. This next one, though, might surprise you, because it's something so many of us hold on to without even realizing it's slowing us down. Clothes that no longer fit your life. Not just in size, though, that matters too, but in purpose. How many of us still have those just-in-case outfits? The heels you haven't worn since your niece's wedding. The business suits from a job you retired from 10 years ago. The jeans you keep hoping you'll fit back into someday, though they haven't zipped up since your grandkids were in diapers. Now, I'm not saying you have to toss everything and start fresh, but I am saying this. Every time you open your closet, you deserve to see clothes that make you feel good today, not guilty, not nostalgic in a way that stings, but confident, comfortable, and ready to take on your day. Our bodies change. Our lives evolve. The way we dress should support that, not shame it. Start by asking yourself this. Would I wear this if I had a fun lunch with a friend tomorrow? If the answer is no, why let it take up space? Replace aspirational clothes with celebration. Clothes. Soft fabrics, easy closures, colors that light you up, outfits that you can move in, relax in, smile in. Dressing well doesn't have to mean dressing up. It just means dressing in a way that honors where you are and who you are right now. And when you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for what does. Like that cozy cardigan you reach for every morning, or that bright blouse that always gets you compliments. These little choices shape your days in beautiful ways. Your home, your closet, your space, they're not museums. They're living parts of your everyday experience. They should change as you change. And there's nothing braver or wiser than adjusting your environment to support the life you want to lead. Now, I know all of this can feel like a lot. It's not just about throwing things out. It's about reclaiming your home as a place that supports your independence, your safety, and your peace of mind. It's about walking into your kitchen and knowing everything is where you need it. It's about sitting in a chair that makes you feel stable and strong. It's about opening your closet and seeing clothes that feel like you. Not who you were or who you hoped you'd be, but you, right now. And more than anything, it's about remembering that your life, your time, your energy, they are precious. And they should be spent on what lifts you up, not what weighs you down. So if something in your home makes you feel anxious, burdened, or even just a little stuck, you don't have to keep it. You can let go. And in doing so, you create space for calm, for clarity, for joy. Because when your home is free of old weight, your heart follows. And while we're here, let's take this even deeper. There's something else people rarely talk about, but it can quietly affect your mood, your energy, even your relationships. It's not in a box or on a shelf, but it lingers in drawers and dusty corners. It lingers in drawers and dusty corners, not always visible, but always there. I'm talking about emotional clutter. Letters never sent. Old journals filled with painful memories. Photos of people who hurt you. Reminders of a life chapter that ended with more sorrow than joy. It may seem harmless to keep these tucked away. They're just papers, you might say. But here's the thing. Our homes remember what we try to forget. Every time you come across that item, a card from someone you no longer speak to, a wedding photo after a divorce, or a box of your grown children's things who haven't called in years, it pulls you back into emotions you've worked hard to move beyond. You deserve peace. And sometimes, peace comes not from adding more light, but from letting go of shadows. You don't need to throw everything away. That's not what this is about. But maybe it's time to sort through those drawers with a heart that asks, does this still bless my life? If it doesn't, if it makes your chest tighten or your eyes drop, maybe it's okay to let it go. There is great strength in releasing what no longer feeds your soul. Tear up that letter you never mailed. Burn that journal page if you must. Say goodbye to the memory that no longer serves the person you are today, and as you clear space physically and emotionally, you begin to feel it. The lightness, the freedom, the possibility. Because what you keep around you becomes a mirror of what you keep within you. When your surroundings are calm, your thoughts can rest. When your rooms are filled with warmth instead of weight, your heart feels it too, and isn't. That what we want after 70? Not more stuff, but more peace. Not more tasks, but more ease. Not a perfect home, but a kind one. A home that welcomes you gently in the morning and holds you softly at night. A home that's easy to clean because you've cleared the clutter. Easy to move around in because you've let go of hazards. Easy to live in fully, joyfully, proudly, because everything in it was chosen by the person you are today. And here's the most beautiful part. This isn't about losing. It's about gaining. Gaining clarity. Gaining space. Gaining the ability to wake up each morning and know that your home is not a burden, but a blessing. You've spent a lifetime building memories, gathering things, storing up for rainy days. That was wisdom for a different season. But now, you've earned the right to simplify, to breathe deeper, to keep only what makes you feel strong, safe, and free. Letting go isn't giving up, it's rising up. And in this new chapter, you don't need to carry everything. You only need to carry what supports your steps forward. So maybe this week, you open one drawer, just one, or one shelf. You hold each item and ask yourself, does this help me live better now? That's it. No pressure, no rush, just a gentle, loving review. And with every small choice to let go, you're reclaiming your home, reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your power. You're telling yourself, I am worth the ease. I am worth the space. I am worth the peace. Because you are. And if there's one thing I hope you take from all of this, it's this. Your home should feel like a hug, a place that lifts your spirit not your blood pressure. A place that reflects who you are now, not just who you've been. You've worked hard, you've loved deeply, you've carried enough. Now's the time to live lighter, smile wider, breathe easier, and that begins right at home. If this message touched your heart, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's something you've been meaning to let go of? Or something you let go of recently that made your life better? And if this video gave you even one moment of peace or clarity, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you'd like more warm conversations just like this about living fully, aging gracefully, and choosing joy every single day. You deserve a home and a life that feels just right. So here's to you. Here's to your next chapter. And here's to living your best, lightest, most beautiful life at any age. You know, sometimes the hardest part of letting go isn't the object itself, it's the story attached to it. That sweater you've had for years, it reminds you of a trip you took with someone who's no longer here. That book gathering dust on the shelf, you never read it, but you bought it during a time in your life when you were full of plans and ideas. That chipped teacup, it might have belonged to your mother. We hold on because we love. But here's the truth, my friend. The love isn't in the object, it's in you. The memories don't live in the fabric, the paper, or the wood. They live in your heart, and nothing can take that away. So when you decide to let go of something, it doesn't mean you're erasing the past. It means you're honoring it. You're saying, "Thank you for the role you played in my life. I'm ready to carry you in my heart, not on my shelf." This journey of simplifying isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's not about having less. It's about making space for more of what matters. More laughter, more ease, more moments where you feel peaceful in your own skin and in your own space. And you don't have to do it all in one weekend. You don't need a big plan or a checklist. Just start with one drawer, one cabinet, one memory. Let it be a conversation between you and your present self. Not a judgment, not a chore, but a quiet, how are we living today? And what you'll find, slowly but surely, is that your home begins to breathe again. The air feels lighter. Your movements feel easier. You'll notice sunlight falling on a clean countertop, and you'll smile. You'll sit down in a chair you actually like and think, "This feels good." You'll wake up and feel like your space is finally matching your spirit. And that's no small thing. Because after 70, your time is precious. Your energy is gold. Your peace of mind is sacred. This isn't the time to be buried under things that no longer fit the rhythm of your days. This is the time to rise with the sun, stretch without stumbling, make tea in a kitchen that welcomes you, and sit in a chair that supports not just your body, but your heart. You've already lived through so much. You've endured, built, raised, healed, dreamed, and survived. Now is the time to thrive, to wake up in a home that cheers you on, to walk room to room and feel safe, strong, and seen, because you are. So if no one's told you lately, let me say it now. You're doing beautifully. You're wiser than you give yourself credit for. And you deserve a home that loves you back. One gentle change at a time. Now go ahead, open that drawer, let a little light in, and smile, knowing that the best years of your life aren't behind you, they're right here, in this moment, in this space, and in every beautiful breath you take forward.